Is God really silent, or are we not listening? One of the most common questions believers wrestle with is this: why isn't God speaking to me? In seasons of pain, doubt, or decision-making, God can feel distant, silent, hidden. But is He really silent? Or are we simply not listening? Let's explore what Scripture says, and how to tune our hearts to hear the God who still speaks. 1. God has already spoken, through His Word. Before asking for a new word, we must honor the word He's already given. Hebrews chapter 1 verses 1-2 tells us that, in these last days, He has spoken to us by His Son. God speaks through the Bible, His living, breathing Word. Many of us want a fresh revelation, but we haven't opened our Bibles in days. Start here. Read a psalm. Read a gospel. Ask, God, what are you already saying that I've been overlooking? 2. We can't hear if we don't slow down. God's voice is often quiet, not because He's hiding, but because He wants us to lean in. In 1 Kings chapter 19, Elijah expected God in the wind, earthquake, or fire. But God came in a still small voice. In a culture of constant noise, busyness, and distraction, we often miss Him. God isn't silent, we're just surrounded by too much static. Practice silence and solitude. Turn off the noise. Make room for God to speak. 3. God speaks in different ways. Sometimes we miss God's voice because we expect it in only one form. But God is creative in how He communicates. Through Scripture. Through prayer and impressions. Through wise counsel. Through creation. Even through circumstances or a deep conviction. Jesus said in John chapter 10 verse 27, "My sheep hear my voice." The question isn't whether God speaks. The question is, are we listening like sheep who know their shepherd? 4. Obedience unlocks clarity. If we haven't responded to what God last told us, why would He speak more? James chapter 1 verse 22 says, "Be doers of the word, and not hearers only." Sometimes, the silence we feel is the echo of disobedience. God may be waiting for us to take the first step of obedience before giving us the next. Ask yourself, have I obeyed what God has already asked of me? 5. Even in silence, God is present. Finally, it's important to remember that God's silence is never absence. Jesus on the cross cried, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Yet God was working out the greatest plan of redemption in that very moment. In seasons when God feels silent, He may be growing our faith, deepening our trust, or preparing us for what's ahead. In conclusion, God is not silent. He is speaking, through His Word, through His Spirit, and through every moment we invite Him into. But in order to hear, we must slow down, listen with intent, and respond with obedience. The more we listen, the more clearly we'll